Well, we talked about the Federal Reserve rate cut, key interest rate cut by a quarter point. That was on Wednesday yesterday, and projected that more cuts will come twice this year as concerns grow about the central bank. That's about the health of the nation's labor market. Fed's Chair Jerome Powell spoke to the press after the meeting, and he addressed the fundamentals surrounding the decision of the committee. Take a listen.
At the same time, inflation has risen recently and remains somewhat elevated. In support of our goals and in light of the shift in the balance of risks, today the Federal Open Market Committee decided to lower our policy interest rate by a quarter percentage point. We also decided to continue to reduce our securities holdings. With today's decision, we remain well positioned to respond in a timely way to potential economic developments. We will continue to determine the appropriate stance of monetary policy based on the incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. There wasn't widespread support at all for a 50 basis point cut today. You know, I think we've done very large rate hikes and very large rate cuts in the last 5 years, and you tend to do those at a time when you feel that policy is out of place and needs to move quickly to a new place.
We're reacting to the quote. Professor of Applied Economics, Johns Hopkins University, Stephen Hanks, said lowering rates also risk accelerating inflation that's been crippling back up and compounded by tariffs on imported goods.
Markets now are indicating that in the October meeting, there's a 96% chance there'll be another 25 basis point cut, and in the December meeting, a 91% chance of yet another 25 basis point cut. So this is kind of on the Fed's schedule. The Fed basically has all the cards. Trump doesn't. Trump's making a lot of noise, but the Fed is pretty much doing what it wants to do. They're focusing a lot, by the way, focusing on the labor market.
Now, President Donald Trump in Britain, with Prime Minister Keir Starmer's country's residence for talks on global affairs and investment. Mr. Trump and Mr. Starmer will celebrate the unveiling of a £150 billion, which represents $205 billion package of U.S. investments into Britain, a day after King Charles hosted him at the state banquet. The deal, covering areas such as technology, energy, and life sciences, will offer a renewal of special relationship between the two nations, something Prime Minister Starmer has worked hard to cultivate since Trump became leader in January. President Trump and Starmer are currently holding a joint news conference on technology and the boosting of AI. The United States National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says Toyota is recalling 591,377 vehicles due to an issue with instrument panel display that does not show critical information. The incident increases the risk of crash and injury. The recall affects many Toyota models, including Venza, Highlander, Tacoma, GR Corolla, and Lexus vehicles. According to the Safety Administration, the affected vehicles have errors in instrument panel, software that can occur during vehicle startup and prevents the display of important information, such as vehicle speed, brake system warnings, and tire pressure warning lights. The automaker will notify vehicle owners by mid-November 2025. No accidents or injuries have been reported related to the error. All right, let's take a break now, and when we return, we have more for you on Business Nigeria. Don't go away.